and welcome to Talking Point with me, Paul Bith. In our discussion for today, we are talking about the recent establishment and persist of what the government calls cybercrimes and misuse of the computer. That was approved and passed by the government, and as well it was established by the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs. And to discuss this, I'm now joined on the foreground by the two gentlemen. Engineer Uguch Stephen Kangt, Assistant Director for Cybersecurity National Communication Authority, NCA, and as well as Eric Robert, Coordinator of SafetyCom South Sudan. Welcome both of you gentlemen to our discussion.
Thank you.
Thank you.
To begin with, Mr. Engineer Uguch Stephen, what exactly do you guys mean about what is so-called cybercrimes and misuse of the computer?
First of all, thank you for hosting us today. When it comes to the issue of cybercrime and computer misuse, we are talking about crimes which is committed using electronic means, meaning there is a computer involved, there is a computer network involved, and there is electronic means involved while committing this crime. For example, scamming people out of money through the use of social media, or for instance, committing a digital crime, stealing someone's data, and blackmailing people using data. This is all some sorts of cybercrime or crimes committed using the means of electronic means. So when we talk about cybersecurity, the National Communication Authority, which is a government agency established by the National Communication Act 2012, is an agency mandated to regulate the use of ICT, information communication technologies, and telecommunication in the Republic of South Sudan. Okay. So by that same law, we are mandated to also secure our cyberspace. So this is in brief what the National Communication does.
Yes. Welcome, my brother Eric Robert. What more exactly do you have to tell us regardless to what we are talking about? Remember, we are talking about cyber crimes and misuse of the computer. What exactly do you guys know about this?
Cybercrime has become a huge part of our society right now because we're embracing technology. There is almost everyone having a smartphone, Internet of Things, smart TVs, smart watches, and so on. So people taking advantage of the technological innovation to go into people's spaces and try to make money out of people, also bully people. For example, my colleague talked of stealing data. So maybe you might have come across a situation where people's intimate images are sent without their consent. So that one also is part of cybercrime, and it's one of the things that we've been dealing with here at SafetyCom.
We are continuing with our discussion. Remember, we are talking about these very important things that, of course, it made most of the public shocked and wondering. They were wondering what do the government and the NCA mean actually about what is so-called cyber security and misuse of the computer. As we are continuing with this discussion, Mr. Uguch, actually tell us about what are the dangers of the so-called cyber crimes and misuse of the computer to the public? How dangerous is it to the public actually?
Well, this is a very good question, and it's a very relevant question to us as we celebrate this month of October. This month is basically globally celebrated as a Cybersecurity Awareness Month. And the reason we are here today is to raise the awareness level and to educate our people of the dangers and magnitude of loss that they can encounter when they are dealing with digital services that they are doing. So when it comes to the dangers itself, they are actually multiple. And it can go as from the bottom, from an individual like me and you, to an organization, to a government entity, and to the national level where the whole country can be attacked using cyber means. We hear recently some terms which we call cyber warfare, where people are, state is attacking another state using cyber means. So in the context of South Sudan, in our national cyberspace, we've been dealing with multiple attacks. From impersonation, we have received so many complaints and we have so many cases where people have actually lost money using scammers. You know, someone can come to you, I want to support you, I want to help you, I want this, I'm sending you this. Okay, I've sent you this, now you send me this in order to receive this. Why all this is done using the social media, you realize at the end of the day when you send that money, it was a scam. So this can be the simplest form where people are falling victims of it. We can reach the extent also organization, their whole data can be now compromised. In a way, attackers use means of encryption where they will encrypt your data. It is blackmailing in a physical form. Now someone has your data and you can only pay for them to release their data. In cyber terms, it is called ransomware. So it has been happening also, and it is a very serious threat to our government agencies and also the private organization.
Now, Mr. Ogoshi Stephen, if I'm to ask you about this, you said it yourself that there has been some scammers, of course, that has been trying to scam South Sudanese community, and of course, most of the South Sudanese citizens seem to be victims of this. Most have already been scammed already. Their money is being taken through internet and whatsoever. What has the National Communication Authority done about these cases? Yeah,
since the National Communication Authority have been into operations, we have been putting many efforts. You know, cyber security is cyber or security in its own essence is a collective responsibility. We at the National Communication Authority have the bigger role in terms of putting in place the proper entities, including the establishment of the National Computer Emergency Response Team, which is a team of experts from multiple stakeholders that come together in order to sit and provide advisories to the public and to the individuals and also public and private entities, and also provide a mechanism of incident response when these things happen. And this also comes into picture when we have enacted our computer cybercrime and computer misuse act, which has been passed into law last year in May. So these are one of the efforts. Currently, NCA is operationalizing the computer emergency response team. And one of the efforts we have done, as we see with my colleague Eric here, SafetyCom is a product of partnership between the National Communication Authority and a local NGO called Defy Head Now, where we fund it and we provide the policy for them so that they also provide the technical part so that they support our people. So we have a hotline where people can reach out to this SafetyCom and report such incidents, and where these people have a technical team, they will be able to respond and help those victims, provided that they report it at the right time. Among that also, we are leading efforts in terms of sensitization to the public. You know, people tend to protect themselves when they are aware of the dangers. So when they are not informed, they take it lightly. This mobile phone I'm carrying in my hand here provide more threats than the physical harm that you can get on the streets. Because you being connected to the network, you are connected now to the whole world. So someone sitting in the US, someone sitting in anywhere part of the world can now scam you and attack you using that phone which is connected to the network.
Now, Rick, I'm coming back to you as you have heard from your colleague. What do you actually, what are some of the common incidences do you guys know about as we are coming to you from what you call Safety Court of South Sudan?
Oh, okay.
What are these incidences?
The incidences since we started, SafetyCom first of all was started last year in March, and that's when we immediately signed an MOU with the National Communication Authority. So mainly the trade landscape was based on social media, which is the most used part of the internet here in South Sudan. So, and the cases were mainly impersonations, where people were creating profiles of government officials, maybe some who are on Facebook, some who are not even on Facebook, and then try to connect with the local people. And people on social media get that excitement that maybe they are interacting with
the real person,
with the people they look up to, with their leaders in question. So, and then later on they start asking for favors, and when you send them their money, you think you are maybe trying to build a relationship with them, and then you end up getting scammed. So that was the biggest threat. Another one was people getting gifts. In our time we call it a romance kind of scam. People get into relationship with people they meet on social media. Then later on they get sent gifts in form of watches and so on. So while they are waiting for their gift, somewhere the good will get stuck and they will be asked to send some money so that they could reach them. So, and that one was also common. And then also we had incidences of people trying to make investments online. So you get things that are relatively cheap. So you, as a young person, you want to come and maybe sell them in South Sudan. So, and everything really legitimate. So, and people start paying their money. So, so when we came in, some of these things you cannot like see what people are doing because some people keep quiet. So the first thing was to try to create awareness so that people know that these dangers are out there. And then we open to the public that if you're suspicious enough and you've come across this, you reach out to us, we'll investigate on your behalf. And yeah, that's what we have been doing.
Now, you say that you have been witnessing or you have been experiencing the fact that being certain kind of incidences of which they happen on online, people are trying to date them, so finding partners on social media, and then some other minor crimes being committed, like someone using profiles of of any of the big people, asking favor from the public, and if things like that happen, how does this bother you? How dangerous do you think this is, and what have you done about this case?
Okay, one, it is very dangerous in the case that assuming that you're a young person and you are just starting, or maybe you're looking for a job, then maybe you get someone who you think this is someone is in the government. So maybe some of them end up using their school fees to try to build connection with these people. So one is that you end up not going to school later. Another one is that for the case of investment, maybe someone, because I remember there was an incident of a guy who lost like $8,000, and he was going to send more until we came in. So this is someone who, a young person who just completed school, and then he was an entrepreneur, and then he fell into the wrong business. Eventually his business did not continue from there. So what we do, for example, in the case of impersonations, DeFi is like the trusted partner channel of Facebook in South Sudan. So we remove, or we have the ability to report those pages that we think they do not belong to the people they're claiming to, and then Facebook take them down immediately. So if they are no longer there, then we are reducing the number of people that are going to scam, because they tax a lot of people until maybe 2 or 3 people fall to be a scam. So we remove those profiles, and for the investment or fake scholarships, we give tips and we give advisory if you reach out to us that what should I do in this case.
Now, with the people who already lost their properties, money, whatever, online, how best do you help these kind of people? How do you trace them? If I told somebody reported his or her case to you that has been scammed or something of that kind, how do you help the victims, and how do you trace these people that are committing crimes online?
You see, that has been one of our challenges, because I think before when we started, the provisional order, the cybercrime and computer misuse provision was not in place. So even if we trust someone using our technical means, and maybe we find someone outside our territories, there's nothing we can do because we do not have the jurisdiction. So until maybe the government, even now I think, but the government is working hard to make sure that they have a relationship with the countries or the neighboring countries, because cybercrime is a borderless crime. People from other countries can be scammed by cyber criminals here, and vice versa. So if our government can come in play, can have an agreement with the neighboring countries or in Africa in general, so that once a cybercrime criminal has been identified in that country, he can be brought to book. Yes. And
now, Mr. Oguch, Stephen, if I'm to come back to you on this very important discussion of ours, what are the measures being undertaken by the NCS per now, regardless the capacity building to the public?
Yeah, this is a very good question. Before I jump into that question, I would like to just add on what my colleague have added regarding how we are able to trace and also to deal with with these criminals once they are identified. So this is why the National Communication Authority has been leading the efforts to establish the National Computer Emergency Response Team, because this team will be certified and globally recognized as the trusted cyber response team in South Sudan, where now we have trusted channel of communication with all the teams around the world, including in the region and globally. So now using that communication channel, we are able to share intelligence where we can trace criminals in other countries and vice versa. They can also communicate to us and locate their criminals attacking their countries also as well. So once this body is put in place, this is now where we are able to coordinate within the with the law enforcement agencies, including the Interpol, to also track incidents outside the country and also within the country. Now, coming to the measures we are undertaking to counter or measures we are putting to
undertaking this kind of.
So this is the National Computer Emergency Response Team. Once this body is established, it is a multi-stakeholder body where we have a team of experts from NCA, from the central bank, from all the relevant law enforcement agencies, and all the entities which we believe will be affected in case of cyber attacks. So these teams sit in one place, provide advisories. They will have the technology in place so that they can monitor the cyber space. So as much as we have the police patrol monitoring the physical incidents around the streets, we have the team of experts using technology also to monitor the cyber space, where we are able to identify attackers before they initiate the attacks. We stop them. In the case they initiate them, we counter. In case of the implemented, now we also help these victims to recover, and now we put measures in place so that such incidents do not happen in the future. We'll also provide policies and guidelines in place for organizations to better protect themselves, and we'll also keep on funding such initiatives so that they are also able to provide more sensitization to the public. So all this in place, the most important part we believe it is the capacity building and the awareness part. And this is why we are on this program, so that our people also can listen and hear and also learn about the dangers of the cyberspace.
Okay, we are going for a break and we'll be right back and continue with our discussion. Hello, gentlemen. Welcome back again to our discussion. We have been talking about cyber crimes and misuse of the computer that has recently been established by the government in partnership or in coordination with the NCA. We have been discussing this, and my guest is on this very important discussion of ours is Engineer Uguji Stephen Kang, the Assistant Director for Cybersecurity, National Communication Authority, and the other guest is Rick Robert, Coordinator, Safety Com South Sudan. Welcome both of you gentlemen again to our discussion of this important day of today. To begin with, Mr. Ugush, actually, as we have been discussing about this matter of cyber crimes and misuse of the computer, the public has been eager to know actually what do you guys mean about the misuse of the computer?
Well, this subject to multiple interpretation. The current law provides the high-level law, and as you are aware, currently there have been a cyber crime court which has been recently established, and there are ongoing efforts to also train the lawyers, the cyber crime lawyers, those who will deal with cyber incidents, and also there are efforts also to put in place the proper, when you have a law, you should have also regulation and guidelines that further define the law itself. So this is also ongoing effort to define so that people will understand what constitutes a cyber crime. So in the law itself, there are multiple articles which describe what is a cyber crime at the highest level. Then it should come to also at our own context. Globally it is defined, but then each country differs from another country in terms of the incidents and the problems they face in the cyberspace. So it comes also to the national context that we are able to define what constitutes a cyberspace. For example, we have been facing a lot of issues when it comes to hate speech. What constitutes hate speech? So if someone goes to the social media and start talking abuse, probably another region in the country, another tribe, the law should be able to define what really constitutes a hate speech and what should be considered freedom of expression. So this is really comes back to the bottom of the law, and the laws and regulations we put in place. This will further on define all these aspects. And then people will be now, the courts will be able to prosecute or deal with these incidents based on the law provided.
Now, how do actually, what does the law say when it comes to most of the young men who are now dominating the Facebook, trying to insult or abuse or defame the government officials in regards to cyber crimes? What are the penalties in case somebody is being identified committing this kind of crime?
Yeah, I have already recalled, as I have already just recalled, this goes back to the rules and regulations and further regulations that we developed to supplement the current law that we have in place. Of course, we have the South Sudan Penal Code, which some of this case also goes back to the Penal Code, because when you talk about defamation, for example, it's a defamation, it goes to the Penal Code itself, the current one we have. So the court will be able to deal now accordingly. The cybercrime will provide the evidence this person really commit this offense. But then they will be also prosecuted based on the penal code which is in place.
Okay. Mr. Orika, I'm coming back to you. What is your message? Before this, actually, your company has been in existence for a number, I think, for like a year now, according to what you have just said, with all the challenges that you have guys encountered. What are the ways forward as you are establishing, as you coming after with these kind of new ideas about this company?
First of all, we really appreciate the effort the National Communication Authority has put in to make sure that the message regarding cybersecurity has reached as many states as possible. Actually, last year we were only centered around here in Juba, and then this year NCA really pushed so that supported us so that we go to other states, try to educate people, leave ambassadors in those states so that they can also educate people that maybe did not attend our workshops. So next is that we will try to go to the other states that we did not go to, and then we'll try to also have more discussions like this, so that people get to know that these threats exist there, and that internet is very good, or let's say technology in general is very convenient. It has helped us in so many ways, but it is also dangerous if care is not taken care. Yes. So one will go to more states, and then we will really try to increase our outreach program to educate more people, so that they can educate more people, and we eventually maybe have a safer online experience for everyone. Okay.
As I'm still with you on this discussion of ours, regardless your company. What are your strategies actually, as you, it seems like the company is a new company, actually it has been in existence for a year, and now you're continuing. What are your objectives?
We intended to create safer online experience for all South Sudanese or all citizens that are using the internet. Actually, Subticom is not a company. It's not an independent company. It is a program under an NGO called DeFi now. So, but it's a program that is specifically focused on cybersecurity. So, our main objective is to create a safe online experience for everyone, so that everyone uses the internet without fear, and also the digital rights of everyone are respected. Yes. And then we also want to go a little bit more technical, because we have been mainly responding to cases that are social media centered. So we want to be able to respond to cases that are maybe of a higher magnitude, assuming if we get the right resources or the security solutions, so that we can serve more people, or we can reach more people, maybe without eventually going to places where incidents happen.
Mr. Uguch, now I'm coming to you actually for, we're left with a very few minutes on our discussion, and I'm coming to you now. Since you are a technocrat person, what actually, now, if somebody is being frustrated and trying to talk about the current economic hardship in the country on social media and what other kind of platform on internet, how do you guys term this kind of express?
This thing has been happening all along. You know, there is ongoing misuse of social media among our communities, and this largely falls under because of the lack of awareness on how to properly use social media. The internet itself, as well as the social media as a component, a major component of accessing the internet, is a very good use for the community, provided that we utilize it on the right channels.
Yes.
But can also be a very dangerous tool and a dividing factor in our communities. We can recall an incident which has happened earlier on when someone have aired a rumor about the president and his unwell and so on. So to the extent almost the country is going to have some issues regarding that until the president came out to talk to the people that should have done and where and around. So you can imagine the magnitude of just someone talking, sending a message, a wrong message on the social media. So this can be the impact of also misusing the social media. This is the reason why we have such laws and regulation in place. And then when it comes to implementation and enforcement of these laws, we have multiple actors. The National Communication Authority is the regulator. It's not a law enforcement agency, but as part of the Computer Emergency Response Team, we do provide advisories and we provide the proper use of the best practices on how to use and how to mitigate these actors. But all in all, they are relevant concerned law enforcement agencies which should be able to respond to this and which should be able to well define what constitutes misuse of social media.
Mr. Arik, I'm coming back to you. What do you have to tell the public, regardless your existence in operation now?
We have to tell the public because I think a lot of people still don't know about Safetycom, and maybe those who know are also afraid to protest. So I can tell them that there is no shame in asking. And we are always available if you are in need of us, or if you are suspecting something is not right. We'll always try to help you, not only maybe on issues to do with social media, but internet as general. We have a team that is capable of responding to an incident. So we have our Facebook, Safetycom South Sudan. We have Twitter as well. And anyone that follows will always get tips and resources on how to be safe, or what are the do's and the don'ts. So, and even if you don't approach us, always ask people that maybe are around you, people you think that no, there's no shame in asking. Otherwise, you'll be helped, and instead of you keeping quiet, then you end up being a victim.
Now, Mr. Rick, honestly, before I let you go on this discussion of ours, do you have an idea about how the partners will feel tonight if this is going to, if they are going to hear this, that there has been kind of partners dating themselves on social media? Do you know how panicking they will be? What idea do we have about this?
No. All we can tell them is that there is nothing wrong in doing that, to be honest, yeah? But there has to be a line, and maybe before you meet someone, you realize it's not right to share so much information. So if you know that maybe you've been sharing so much information with someone you've not met before, or someone is requesting for financial favors, then you know that, yeah, you might be a victim. So if you're not sending money, please do not do, yes.
Okay, Ugoch, I would want to have your final message on this very important discussion of ours now. Since you have put this as a trapping kind of mechanism to the public, what do you have to tell them actually for them to be vigilant of what you guys have recently established?
Yeah, this is good, and actually this is the right platform. I would like to just highlight like 3 points. First of all, NCA have been taking multiple initiatives to educate our people. Last year we have conducted during this month multiple workshops. This year we decided to go more on traditional media, including TVs and radio, and also utilize social media to provide our awareness program. Next month we'll have, NCA will have a town hall. We conducted this also last year. So during the town hall next month, it will be a one-week event. We'll also have multiple sessions specifically concerned with cyber security. We understand this session we cannot air as much information as we want, but we want just to bring the attention of the people that we do exist, and there are multiple initiatives that have been undertaken so that they can also reach out to us. So we'll have that session where we'll have much in detail information to individuals, to private companies, and also to government agencies on how to mitigate and how to protect themselves. So as of now, I will encourage our people to really be precautious when they are dealing in social media as much as they are dealing in physical terms. As much as when the night comes, you close your door in order to protect yourself from the thieves. Also do practice cyber hygiene and cyber measures so that you also protect yourself from online harm. As much as my colleague Arit has been highlighting, don't indulge on communicating, don't trust anyone in social media. Anyone can claim whoever they want to be, but might not be the true person. Don't send money from someone requesting from social media. Even if they are your relative, try to cross-check and confirm using other means. If someone is asking social media, try to call to confirm, is this someone really in need? Because someone can hack the Facebook account and say, day before yesterday, someone sent me a message from a friend of mine we studied together.
Yeah, what was that message saying?
He was sending me, hi, can you please send me $500? I will return this on this number. And it was a neighboring country number, I don't want to mention the number. But I realized this is a scam because the moment I called the guy, he didn't know his account was hacked. Because someone got the password and they're using the account. Now they'll be sending the friend, send me. I know this is my friend. If he was to ask, he would have called me on the phone.
This is a need of.
Yeah. So this can really happen to anyone. And if you are not careful, you just end up sending the money. And a lot of people have lost it, as Arit has mentioned. So people have to really be careful. Cross-check anything you do online. Do a double check so that you ensure that you are talking to the right person. And if there is a case where you are assisting someone, make sure that you are really assisting someone who is in need. Most of these people are really scammers. So also another message that I want to add, we will be on radio next week. Throughout next week, we'll be also talking on various radio stations with my colleague here and other experts in cyber security so that we educate the people. We'll also be utilizing our social media handle, the National Communication Authority Facebook page and Twitter handle. We'll be sharing tips for those who are online and followers. Please follow us. We'll be sharing more tips on how to be safe online.
Gentlemen, I'm afraid we have come to an end of our discussion. We have been talking about the misuse of the computer and cybercrime that has recently been established with the NCA and the Ministry of Justice and Constitutional Affairs and other partners from the government. This has been our discussion, and our discussion has come to an end. The gentleman that has been with me on this very important discussion is Engineer Uguchi Stephen, Assistant Director for Cybersecurity National Communication Authority, and the other gentleman is Rick Robert, Coordinator, Safety Com South Sudan. This marks the end of our discussion, gentlemen, and many thanks indeed for being part of this talk show today. Thank you so much.